Is an Ask the Emissaries session, and the question that I'm going to be asking the emissaries is the Garden of Eden real? Was it real? What was all that about? Okay, and it's my question, so let's see what the emissaries have to say about that, and we'll find out all about it on the other side. We thank you for coming to us with this question. The Garden of Eden was a metaphor, is a metaphor, and it is found in a book that was written as a metaphor. Let us explain ourselves more. In this eternal cycle in which we find ourselves, there has needed to be instructions left. The Bible is a book of instruction. Although it must be said that in many ways it has been corrupted. However, much of the importance is still remaining. The Bible is a book of instruction. Just as many books that are left as clues are books of instruction. We would like to liken it to a board game when we play a new board game, and that game comes with a set of instructions. Unless we have the instructions, it's very difficult to play the game correctly. It's very difficult to understand what the rules are, what the gameplay is. However, not everybody wants to read the instructions. Not everybody is interested in understanding the instructions. Not everybody can understand the instructions. Many times in a group, one person has the job of taking the instructions and reading them, and then giving their version of what those instructions mean. And so, on purpose, many books have been left available with all of the instructions that are necessary on how to play this game of life. Instructions are not always easy to understand. Sometimes they need to be explained to us. Sometimes, when people are explaining how a game is played, it is very difficult to understand. And many times the only way that we can really understand it is to play the game. And as we go, we are guided by those who understand the instructions better than we do. And so the Garden of Eden forms part of a story that helps to guide us, that helps us to understand the way that we should play this game and understand that this is a game. Unfortunately, the souls who are playing this game are not allowed to remember on a clear scale that this is a game. They must enter into this world, into this realm, as though it were real. For were it not like that, then there would be no learning. However, we are here to tell you that this is a game, and so it does not need to be taken too seriously. Just as you would not take the instructions of a game and start using them as a guide for your entire life. We do not recommend that you take these books that have been left and use them as though they were the truth. They are guides and nothing more. It's rather like taking a map of a country and studying the map in depth and becoming an expert on the map. And yet, you have never visited the country. Far better that you visit the country and then look at the map. And so many people spend their entire life talking about the instructions, poring over the instructions over and over and over again, placing great importance on the instructions, and they never play the game. The game is there to be played, to be lived. The instructions are there as a reference, but not something that we live by. And so we commend you now to begin living the life that you were given here, the opportunity that you were given. Live it to its fullest. And yes, when you need guidance, then you can turn to somebody or something that will guide you. Somebody who understands the instructions just that little better than you. And so live this life. Understand that there is a wealth of information about how you should do it. But the truth of the matter is that if you follow your heart, if you follow your soul, if you live your life being true to who you are, the very essence of who you are, then you do not need the instructions. The instructions are for those who have got lost. The instructions are for those who are not sure, who don't know in which direction they should be going. However, there are many who know already, who have found their path, who have found their direction. And so the instructions are meaningless, and you know when you've found your direction by the level of happiness, true happiness that you feel within. For achieving happiness is the last step on the board game of life. Achieving happiness. That means that you've arrived. And to achieve happiness, all you need do is be yourself. Be authentic. And to do that, you just need to look at your life and ask the question, in what areas of my life am I being true to myself? And keep doing that. And in what areas of my life am I not being true to myself? And stop doing that. It's a simple process, but a very, very important one. And so refer to the instructions if you need to, but don't make them more important than the game itself. We leave you with blessings